Hello everyone, welcome to the second session of Java Basic. Okay, so in first session, if you remember, we ended up exactly at the same point where we just wrote a simple main method and we executed and got the output. Okay, uh, the first lecture was session was more of creating a kind of infrastructure and installation part to set up a Java and all those things. Okay, so if you want to do that, you can refer the first session video. Now, in this session, we will learn what exactly main method is, how do we write a new method, how do we call it from main method, what's the use of public, static, void, main, and all those things. So mainly the basic keyword knowledge on Java. I'm not going to take you to much deeper level on JVM and all those things because my intention is to make you aware about the basic programming using Java, so that you can be enable yourself to write a simple code when it comes to the framework design and and writing the simple automation test cases. Right. So with that intention, I'm taking you through all these basic programming skills. So let's try to understand what exactly public, static, and void and main is. So we have a JVM as a Java virtual machine where we have all the components of Java stored. Okay, so there we have one main keyword stored along with the parameter type. So whenever we have to execute any particular method, any particular class, property, we have to create a main method and its name has to be termed as main always, and it should have parameter as a string array. All right, so if you'll change the name to anything else, it's not going to work. So I can just show you quickly once. So if I'll change this name to main1, gone, you'll not get a prompt to even execute it also. So if you see, we are not getting any prompt to execute this. If we'll change it to one, if we'll change it back to main, yeah, we are getting now a prompt to execute it, right, to run it. So that's the advantage, or that's the use of main method inside Java class. If you will change it to anything else, JVM will not identify it, and then it will not be able to execute. So how to execute other methods, in a class, that we'll understand later. But let's understand first all these keywords. The next one is public. So the first here in this particular method is public, and this public is called as access modifier. Okay, so as the name itself suggests, uh, this tells that this particular method can be accessed by other classes. It is marked as public right now. So there are other you know there are some more access modifiers also, like private, protected, final, and all those things. For now, we are using public here as a generic understanding, but yeah, we have other access modifiers also. So this basically defines how this particular method has to be accessed. If I'll make it private, it's going to get accessed completely in this class only. If I'm making it as public, it can be accessed across different classes inside the package and all. So those are the differences. If you want to know about all of the keywords, maybe I can create a separate dedicated video for that. For now, that's enough to move on. The next word is static. Static, the name itself suggests, this is the keyword which assures you storage inside the RAM, inside the memory. Okay, so when you create any static method, it stores some memory inside the RAM for you and keep it allocated. So, and the advantage of this is, whenever next time you are trying to run it, you don't need to explicitly do anything other than just calling this particular method. Okay, so that's the advantage of using static. Static means like it creates some memory in the stack and keep it stored. It will not change until unless you stop the execution on those things. Okay. The next part inside this is void. So this is called the return type. When we not want to return anything from a particular method, we write it as void. But if we want to return any particular variable, and sorry, any particular data from a particular method, we have to write that data type. Like if I want to return a string from here, we have to write string there. If I have to return an integer, we have to write integer there, like this. So I can write like string here, so it will ask you to return a string. If I'll write integer here, it will ask you to return an integer. If I'll write boolean here, it will ask you to return a boolean. So, and if you do not want to return anything, we can just write void here. Okay. And the next part is main, that I have already explained you. Okay, and after that you have this is your parameter section, where you can pass the argument when you're calling it. Right. Now let's try to understand how to write a new method and execute. So I can write public static void test1. So this is a new method which I'm writing. And here I'll just copy paste, or I can just type once again. Another method, another statement basically. This statement is getting printed from test1 method. Okay? Just to have a clear identification. Now, if you want to call this, you have to call this from main method only, because the only method which can be executed inside a test class, inside a class, is main method. Okay, so if you have to call any other method, if you have to execute the code inside any other method in that particular class, you have to call that inside main class, sorry, inside main method. So the calling part is very easy. Just need to write the method name here, and that's it. Now, if you'll execute this, you see it's always going to prompt you to execute the main method. Okay. It's executing right now. All right. So now you can see there are two statements got printed. First one is coming from the main method statement, and then the second statement is coming from test1 method, which we have created now. Okay. In the same way, if we have to parameterize something, like let's create a new method right now, where test2, and we'll pass a parameter here as statement. All right. We'll just say system dot println. We will just print the statement variable which we have passed in as a parameter. Now, now I'll try to call this inside main method. Okay, and here we have freedom to put any argument, put any data in the form of string as an argument to this method. Okay, so I can just put, like, this is heading printed as an argument to method to test to method, like this. Okay. Now, if I'll execute this, let's see what we get. All right, so now we are getting three statements displayed here. First is coming from main sysout. Second is coming from test1 sysout, where we have a sysout inside the test1 only. And third one is coming from test2 sysout, but this is basically passed as a parameter, as an argument to this method. Okay. Now, the next part which we will learn is how to return any particular variable from a method. So public static void. Now we will return a string from here. We will not write void, because we have to return something. String test3 will not pass any parameter. We'll just say return return from test 3 method. All right. You can see now I have put return type as string. So that's why I have to make sure that I'm returning a string here. I cannot write a number and try to return here. So let's see if I write a number like this, it's gonna throw me an error saying that the required type is string. However, you have provided a integer value. So we have to pass only string here. Okay. So if I have to test this, I'll write one sysout here. Dot out dot println. I'll call that method directly test3. So let's see what output we get. Now you can see we are getting 4 output. First is coming from sysort of main method, second is from test1, third is from test2, and fourth is coming as return type, as a return value from this method. So if I have to get return from any particular method, this is how I can get it. All right. So this is a simple basic session I wanted to take in order to make you all aware about the basic thing about Java. Apart from this, you can just go and learn more about different data types of variables which we have in Java. Okay. In next session, probably I'll try to cover a few more basic details about inheritance and encapsulations of OPS concept. Just make you aware that we might use all this particular things in our further automation design sessions. Thanks everyone.